Okay, you see this? So the sun does this and the moon does this. Okay? And over a period. And what it creates is this number 8, which is our infinity, 88. Okay? The gate. So in this process, this is the deepest knowledge because one rules the day and the other rules the night. And they draw out these infinity signs. Okay? And in this procession, literally, you get to these crossing points where one becomes basically a worshiper of the day and then the other one becomes the worshiper of the night. And this is the interchanging that's going on in the human body. Even when you're asleep versus you're in the day right now, you got to spend half of the day here and then you're going to go spend half of the day at night. Let's say at the end of the lifetime, that's what the balance is to make sure that you spend as much as in the time in the day as you did in the night. And in this part of the consciousness, I'm telling you, all of this system is designed now, first of all, to teach you. This is a very big lesson. The universe, I had to tip my hat to that. The universe's university is cold. Like, I was like, I can only take notes, literally. So the reality is, though, is that why this is happening, though, you got to realize this is also exhibited in nature. When seeds are about to become, basically eggs are about to hatch, like turtles' eggs. And then you get all these birds of prey. And this is what I'm showing you is happening right now. It's happening on the spiritual plane. You get all these birds of prey that are actually trying to eat you now. Okay? This is a real thing. And how they're trying to eat you is by throwing you into conflict and to basically destroy you. It's not even going to be just you fell out with Quita again. And you fell out with Tom. It ain't going to be just that. It's going to be that it's going to be over. As you keep using the divorce energy, divor, okay, if you keep using the division energy, if you keep warring and dueling, right, they're going to eat you alive because that's how they live. That is what they do. And that's why I said they always cause confusion. That's why you can't even have a marriage. You can't have a relationship when you have a spirit in your life. Spirits are making decisions that you should be making. You're listening to them. What should I do? All back there, tucked up. You ever seen them get into somebody's mind? Really, he's all back there. You know, especially when it's about something, somebody says something about you. Somebody says something about you. How somebody know you and they don't even know themselves and you don't know who you are? I always say that, but think about it. So who are they really talking about? Themselves. You're playing with yourself, right? So the reality is here is that the division component, I'm not into it personally. This portal transfer is, this lesson, first of all, of 10 years was to teach me that. Okay? Like I learned something, hopefully you learned something. Okay? Now that I don't have division and divisive forces in me and things talking to me that I don't know who they are specifically, that means that I can only continuously do what I've always been doing, continuously expanding, going up, learning more, loving more, having more compassion, being greater. That's all I've been doing. But don't be surprised if you start seeing a lot more jealousy, because that's why it says, I put enmity between them. I put enmity between them. This means that I will put opposition between these brothers and sisters, right? Oh, my brother, man, you ain't no brother, fighting and cursing and arguing and killing and stealing. And you see what I mean? Because that's what's happening on the spiritual plane with your daggers and your words. Right? You ain't no sister. If you're over there backbiting, digging up the seeds, aborting the wombs, you ain't no sister, not of mine. So what we're inviting everyone to in this next stage, if they can resonate, if they can make the transfer, is a much more proficient line of progression for us continuously as we narrow out things. And actually really do decrease our footprints and start to get ready to make this passage in Exodus, because the Exodus is only a reference to our process out of the womb. The 40 days is the gestation cycle. You were in the water. Oh my goodness. Getting manna down a tube. Oh, thank you, whoever you are. And then you gestated out the mouth of the serpent. And now here you are. On its face. That's why they call it the surface. The surface. You're on the serpent's face. And his eyes are the wormholes. And they tell you the black holes, the wormholes in the black holes, one going up, one going down, they're opening. Right now, as we go into this full moon, it's happening right now. Even here in the country, they got the Semana Santa. This is the time that the Catholics took over because they know it's a progression. It's the progression of Mary. Go into other countries. They got the same thing going on. But what are you doing? Watching Nipsey Hussle? Man, wake up, man. Let me go through this really fast. They're driving wedges, okay? And you can do it too. The division drives wedges. That's why they show you they got the thing in their hand. And in that hand, you see them even with the pine cone. Like some of these pictures are even new. This cult, they're time travelers. They're using CERN as a time machine so they can keep updating this stuff. And every time you come back, you can come back next week and the pine cone will be missing, my guy. Know who you're dealing with. That's why they tell you we time lords. We do time. 60, 120, shamash. This is what they're about. And they got everybody in this projection. And where's everybody at? On this tree, getting twisted and turned and whirled, right? That's what's creating the cornucopic field that's around you. It's spinning. Right? And then here you are with all these entities that are around you that are your family on this tree. But then you have these watchers, these other beings that intersect vertically into your space. And that's what I'm saying. Stop worshiping these beings. Stop worshiping. You're not getting anything. Worship, fight. That's what that means. Worship. These beings are real. Hey, like I say, it's like, well, Tevin, why are you telling us this? I'm telling you because this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing divisive forces coming to the minds of people that you think love you and convincing them to do edgewise. And it hurts. It drives a wedge between you and them, and it creates a film. And that's only the beginning because this is not the first time they've done this. They've done this to billions of us. Trillions of us have been through this, and it's over. That's why I say today it stops, and you are the ripple effect. When you decide not to hate, when you decide to turn that energy back around. Next time somebody asks you, man, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? Say, man, ask them. Turn that shit around right away. Do not allow people to get you in the cahoots of making judgments. Who are you? Why do you want to be the balanced scale? Be the balance. So anyway, what do I want to tell you? So many of your ancestors married off their seeds to spirits. Okay, now we got to go deeper. Okay, I'm not talking about your uncle. They're all part of it. They're part of the property. Just like the military contract says, they own your children. They own everything you produce once you actually make that contract. Okay? So to nullify, we'll talk about that later, or maybe we won't. Like maybe you need to seek internally how to actually get your own divorce from some of these forces that you've been aligning with, these war forces, right? Because this is the war that is taking place in the division of the stars. Okay, this is like, oh, he's on my team and she's on my team, and and they're on my team. That's what created these religions. That's what created these things that are causing so much confusion between us. They've all now chose to take their own allotments. These people belong to me. This belongs to me. Right? So this is why this is real, man. You got to go with compassion. That's going to be your only compass to Zion. You can't even move with love. Hate comes back. You got to move with compassion. You got to be like, What's the individual record on this person? Hold on. Like scales. My ancestors dropped scales. Well, it looks like last time they go, okay, great. Okay. All right. Anyway, where are you at? Meaning actually do a thorough estimate of the people that you're involved in and the actions that are taking place in that relationship that you're in with them, and start weighing their asses. Literally start weighing them and see if they're too heavy to actually fit into that next stage that you're going into, because if they're not, you're going to get left behind because you're going to be holding them back. This is a real conversation. You're going to be holding them back and you're going to be holding yourself back. Okay, that kind of came out weird, but serious. Like, if you don't let them go, how can they progress? That's a real thing. Like, look how the knowledge just turns itself on itself. It's like, no, you're holding them back. You think that they're holding you back, but you're holding them back. See, like when you come into truth and come into the higher stages, that it's there, it's available for you. It's always been aware. Do you think this stupidity created this? No. Do you think that they were the part of the highest thing? No, they're all learning their lessons too. Many of them are sorry. You see what I mean? Stop trying to figure out what to do. Sore and sar are the same word. Sore. Ah, it hurts, pain. Sir, yes, sir. Oh, I'm gonna bow down to you, snake. Oh, yes, lower body. Oh, yeah. How do you have your foot in your mouth? How do you have your foot in your brain? It's by letting the forces that should be driving you to the next stage actually control where you're going. Meaning that that's your feet. You got them in your mind. People got division. They got their feet in their minds. They're inverted, right? They always wonder, was he bad or is he good? What are you getting? Like, what is this benefiting you? Do you have something applicable to go with? Like every single day we bring value into this reality. It's our pleasure. And we are low on dissension, meaning that I do my best to keep every single thing weave together perfectly in this tribe, to let our fabric be a blanket for others. So to come and cut that blanket and to think it is your right. For us all to think it is our right to cut the fabric of our mother, to C-set our own mother. How dare you? Check yourself. Do you not know how many different beings are in there? They're watching everywhere. It's like TV, this TV thing didn't start here. That's why they say eyeballs. You go into the world like, shit, eyeballs are everywhere. I don't feel comfortable. Who do all these eyeballs belong to? Where are the bodies behind these eyeballs? Be like, that was the whole thing. The bodies are kind of part of something else. We're all just eyeballs. Just orbs, son. You know, it's like, okay, so no bodies? No, nothing to judge by. Except for this depth of my soul. Look here. Look here and see the depth of your soul. Okay? Come out of that funky program you're in. You can't get on here, talk what you want to say, and be who you want to be. If you can't do that on here, go find somewhere else. Create your own thing. Be there by yourself then. You don't have to follow anybody. You see, that's what this is really about. I've been teaching this for 10 years, and now this is no longer exercise anymore. This is real world. We will go on to greater and more expanded things. Doubt it not. I am infinity and beyond, and you are too. But there are some decisions that people need to make, because every single day they are supping and they are feeding a force that is destroying us and tearing us down. So the courses that you make continuously, right? That's what a course is. You should be learning something, right? Or else the courses become curses. Same word. This means that after a while, you become vexed by the continuous. If I get on here every single day and talk about the same thing, it'll vex me. It'll lock me in time. So if I'm always talking about the same person or the same topic or the same thing, I'm vexed. You see what I mean? Convex.